All right, Thrive Nation, on today's show, what we're going to do is we're going to showcase diligent doers, real entrepreneurs out there who are really implementing the system, because the system works on a daily basis. Those systems work, which is why we've been able to build 15 multi-million-dollar companies. But you see, it's not about learning the systems and the processes and not implementing. It's about learning what to do and then actually doing it. So on today's show, we're going to give you nothing but the hits, nothing but real entrepreneurs who are having real success as a result of diligently implementing the proven system. Do we help them implement the system? Yes. Do we teach them the system? Yes. But again, nothing works unless they do. So big shout out to the Thrive Nation out there. Thank you guys for being diligent doers and for implementing the system.
You don't need no more sleep. What you need is more grind. You need more focus. You need more execution. Execution is worship. Execution is the only thing that matters in business, not sleep. Only execution.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thrive Time Show.
Now, 3, 2, 1.
Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we'll show you how to.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us. And it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builder shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I've found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing. And Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because The results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us. And I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it because we sure haven't.
I am representing the Leadership Initiative along with the Thrive Time Show, and here we have Stuart Weichel. Hello, Stuart.
Hi, Claire.
How are you doing on this wonderful day?
I'm having a good one.
Good. Well, Stuart, I want to ask you a couple questions because you have been with our coaching program for almost going on 3 months.
Okay.
And I just want to ask you some questions of what's been going well. But, Stuart, what is it that you do, and where are you currently located?
Okay. I'm in Austin, Texas, and the company is called Accolade Exteriors. We're a window dealership, and we install what we sell, so windows, patio doors. We do a lot of replacement work. We also do other exterior work like siding, paint, and things that kind of go along with.
Okay, great. And you started the coaching program back in November, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And how was it that you got into coaching? Like, was it through a workshop, a conference, or how did it happen?
So I came to the October conference in late 2018, and I had gotten there through some friends. It turns out I knew people involved from long ago, but that's not really how I ended up there. But I was sitting in the conference, and kind of the takeaway, the immediate takeaway was that when we talk about A, B, C players, I had kind of let myself become a C player, B player in my own business, and it was a just pretty startling realization that I got to step it up. I got to be working harder. I got to be working differently. And, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so how has the coaching helped you up to this point?
Yeah. It's helped me take a different perspective. I had gotten in this business. I bought the business. It was an existing company. I rebranded it. I had a lot of things in mind that I wanted to do. This was at the end of first quarter 2017. Came in with energy and excitement, what have you, and was out of corporate America before, and had entrepreneurial leanings, bents, and what have you. And it's a simple business on the surface, but it's anything but simple to get it done well. And it's just what I didn't know at the time. Every day was a new realization, and it's just a lot harder to own your own business than I ever imagined. Now I know. So from a time standpoint there, when I first came to the conference, I guess it's been about 1.5 years that I had the business, and I was reaching a point of just frustration and not having the success that I'd hoped for, and just kind of losing steam, really getting into a frustrated place where I wasn't effective, and I wasn't doing what I knew I needed to do, but there was just so much to do, and I was stuck. So coaching, it's an obvious thing. You need help. You need somebody to kind of, you need advice. You need guidance, because really, being on your own, it's a lonely place, and it helps to have somebody who's helped others through the same sorts of things that you've been going through. It forces you to just take a different perspective, and the real frustration, I think, for me was that there was just so much that I wanted to get done and wanted to do, but going through it in an orderly way and being deliberate and measured about what we're going to tackle now, that really helps. The coaching is a lens, I guess, to look through and to kind of view your business through, another set of eyes, and it just forces you to have a different perspective. You're not lost in your day-to-day.
Yeah, absolutely. And Stuart, what would you say have been some specific wins and benefits since being coached?
So time management is a big piece of that. One of the early emphases in the program is, how are you spending your time, being very plan-oriented and action-oriented, setting aside the time you need to do to get meaningful things done. So that's been a win. I'm getting up earlier. Part of my being frustrated was I wasn't really getting to work early enough and getting my day going. So that's a win. I'm more productive just by virtue of being accountable that I'm going to run my day a different way. It's helping with just life too, outside of work. My wife came to the second conference. We came back for the December conference, and having her there, kind of hearing the same thing and on board with me, it's really helped. Kind of share the vision and the priorities. Yeah. And then from a business standpoint, we're seeing leads wake up. Historically, this business has been really, really slow in January, and I was coming out of 2018 not momentum-wise where we wanted to be, and I was really worried about being, just stuck and dead in January. And we're working on our revenue, but we have a lot of opportunity, and it's more than we had last year at this time.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's amazing. And Stuart, what would be your encouragement to someone who's thinking about coaching, or even, who's thinking about coaching?
Well, one of the things that I really like about this program is that it takes something that I was already spending money on that was actually pretty frustratingly wasn't getting me what I wanted. But there's the SEO service, there's the digital branding and digital piece of it that's a lot to get done. So I'm able to take that cost that I was already spending, and for not a whole lot more, add on this really, key thing that's forcing me to work differently and causing me to run my business in a much tighter way. And so I think it's a great package. And I'm excited about what we're doing. We're about to get into the real nitty-gritty on the digital side, and I'm looking forward to having a website that actually kicks off leads and opportunities like we want.
Absolutely. Well, Stuart, thank you so much for your time again. Yep. Good luck getting that Google review. Maybe 2. You should go for a number of 2 today.
Got my homework cut out for me.
Stuart, you are the best.
Thank you, Claire.
Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Attend the world's best business workshop led by America's #1 business coach for free by subscribing on iTunes and leaving us an objective review. Claim your tickets by emailing us proof that you did it and your contact information to info@thrivetimeshow.com.
Hi, my name is Christina Nemes. I'm the owner and operator of Angel's Touch Auto Body and Detailing in Bourne, Massachusetts. We have been working with Thrive and their coaching for, say, 8 to 9 months, and it took us about 5 to 6 months to get on the top of Google, and with their help with the website and marketing, and the SEO and retargeting ads with Google, and it has been phenomenal. We just have light and day business coming in, phone calls coming in, walk-ins, referrals. It's just through the roof, and we couldn't be happier. At the moment, we are up 50% this year from the previous year, and not only is that part of our own hard work and diligence, but also with the help of Thrive and what they've done for us and getting us on the top of Google and, you know, all their knowledge and coaching. And yeah, so super grateful, super pumped to see what the future holds for all of us. Thank you.
Hello, Thrive community. I'm Chris DeJesus, company's Breakout Creative. I wanted to tell you a little story. First of all, I came across Thrive last June or July. Signed up on board, and we've worked together for the last 6 or 7 months. Let me tell you what's happened. In the last 6 months, we've, number one, implemented a comprehensive shop calendar, scheduling all of our jobs. Number two, entered time tracking productivity worksheets for every person, which everybody could see, holding everyone accountable to the team. Number three, we've implemented an incoming lead tracking system for leads that come in every week, every month, so we know what's happening in every stage of the lead cycle. Number four, we launched a website that's generating some good results for us. And then last but not least, where we're at now is we're doing SEO, and where we're beginning is with Google reviews. Let me be clear. We began with one Google review, and I think it was from the previous owner's mother. We're at 82 reviews on Google right now, all of them 5-star. So what's happening? We've doubled our incoming leads. Number two, we just set a record for the biggest January we've ever had. We've set records for the best day, the best week, the best month, the best quarter, and the best year last year. And year to date, it's only January 30th. We're up 59% over last year. That's what's happened. Now, a guy like me, very, very arrogant and very, very hesitant to hire a coach. After all, we all know it all, don't we? So, what I will tell you is that everybody does need a coach. What I will tell you is it's working. My team is more engaged, we have more leads, we're making more sales, and we're on the verge of doing something special. So this is Breakout Creative. I'm Chris DeJesus. Thank you very much, Robert, Clay, Marshall, the whole Thrive community. Appreciate you guys. I look forward for great things to come. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
This month, we did over two times as much business as we did last year. We had 208% of our last year's numbers in this month.
My name is Tony Savrinas, and I'm owner of Complete Carpet.
I'm Nathan Savrinas. I'm owner, just together with her, and she does a lot of our management and call leads and connecting with the customers, getting all of our back-end advertising, and I do pretty much all the service connecting directly with the customer. We started working with Thrive in, I think our first meeting was the end of October, so really November was our first full month of working with the Thrive team here.
Just increase in customers. We've just been really busy. We're definitely learning how to manage this growth and to continue to move forward to expand our business.
One of the big things I've seen personally is that we've been doing this for 20 years, and I thought I knew how to do things, and I thought that I was just like, this was the best that I could do. And Thrive has shown that there are some best practice ways and other avenues that you can get things accomplished without having, without running into the same brick wall over and over. They say, well, look, here's this door, here's this other opportunity, here's another way to accomplish the same thing. And those tools have helped free up tremendous amounts of time to where I'm now focusing on the business and not just always working in the business, but also to be able to stay connected with our customers, to be able to give them a little bit better experience, to bring in Google leads, to bring in connections to where all of our regular advertising we already had. We haven't changed some of the main basis of our advertising. It's just now become effective and it's working, where before it was just kind of hit and miss of what we could accomplish. And now we doubled this month's revenue compared to last February, and we really haven't changed a lot, except we made everything effective. We made everything work. We stayed on top of our customers, and really without the Thrive system, we hadn't figured it out on our own yet. We needed somebody to kind of guide us, show us what it was that we didn't know yet, and that way we were able to start connecting the dots for things that we thought just didn't work. And we said, no, it actually will work. Here's the process to do it. And I said, I don't know if it would work. And every week it'd come back and say, look, see, it's working. And then that snowballs into motivation of saying, I can do this, I can accomplish things, and having that person there each week, having that meeting, that accountability, the ability to track what it is that you're doing, somebody else who cares at all about what's going to happen in your business besides yourself, has turned our business around.
For me personally, it feels like the win is knowing that we're moving forward, we're doing what needs to be done for the business, and that we have both someone that can guide us to do that, but also the accountability of it.
Connecting with what she said, I think that having that accountability each week has been a huge thing. It's really connected, but in a specific goal-oriented, when we started with Thrive, we were looking to do about a 50% growth. We thought, and in our first meeting, said, I don't know. I said, what's your big thing? What's a big push for you? And I told Marshall, I said, I would love to see 50% growth. I really don't think I can do it. I haven't been able to do it yet. And we are 4 months later, and my goal right now each month is actually 60% growth. And this month, we did over 2 times as much business as we did last year. We had 208% of our last year's numbers in this month. And so I mean, to me, that's one of our biggest wins, is the fact that we're exceeding by leaps and bounds what I originally started when I thought I was setting a really audacious goal of saying, we'll increase by 50%. And I had a 12-month window of saying, in 12 months from now, I hope that we've increased by 50%. We're 4 months in, and I've increased by double. I've increased by 208%. And it's just, that to me, that makes all of this work worth it.
Hello, my name is Daniel with Daniel's Heating and Air here in Amarillo, Texas. The way Google has affected my business, we have got a lot of calls from Google. Right now it's July, and we've had the best month ever. And it took us about 8 to 10 months to get on top of Google, and I'm glad we did.
My name is Tyler Hastings, and this is my wife, Rachel, and our company is Delricht Research out of New Orleans. During our time working with Thrive, we've had numerous successes. When we first started, we were working with one physician. We had one research site, and we were seeing on average, between 10 and 15 patients a week. Since working with Thrive in the last 18 months, we now have 4 research sites. We work with over 5 physicians, and on average, we're now seeing over 60 patients per week. Recently, we've been the top enroller worldwide in 7 studies, which is just incredible considering where we were 2 years ago, 18 months ago.
Thrive really differs from the other conferences that we've been to and the other kind of programs that we've been through, because they actually really practice what they preach, and they implement the same systems and the processes that they teach you about, and they give you real life examples that have really worked for them and show you with the training how to implement that yourself. For example, Tyler and I actually got the opportunity to come out to Tulsa, and we're fortunate enough that the Thrive team took us out to some of the businesses that they own, and we really got to see in real life, real time, some of the systems and processes, and it was just incredible. A real life example of some of the businesses and the things that they're implementing.
Having a coach is important to us. They act as not only an accountability factor, but they're someone we can talk to on a daily basis as we go through the problems of running a business that inevitably come up. They always understand what we're going through, and they're always there to help us or guide us through the problems that we experience. The best part of our experience working with Thrive has just been seeing our relationship grow. So at each step as our business grows, they have something else to provide us with. They've got the resources, whether it be marketing, graphic design, website development, or even into accounting practices. Maybe we need a new insurance policy. They have someone they can connect us with, or they have the direct resource we need to speak with for any of the problems we face. If someone's thinking about signing up for the coaching program, I would highly recommend that they call in for a free 30-minute coaching session.
My name is Joe Lai, and I'm with Kirkpatrick & Lai Orthodontics. At Kirkpatrick & Lai Orthodontics, we create beautiful smiles by straightening kids' teeth and adults' teeth. The services that Clay and his team provide would be something like how to get more customers into my business and get the message out that I'm the best orthodontist in Tulsa. He does that by social media. We get the word out through videos and pictures, and being just top mind awareness, as he would always say. Also, how to reach out and create that bond with my referring doctors. He helped me kind of get somebody in-house to go out and meet doctors and help me kind of continue building that relationship while I do the work. Website. The website's so majorly important. We get several patients through our website. And what he's doing is there's a certain way that you want your website to look and certain content because you want call to action items in your website, and we didn't have that before. So now we get 7 or 8 new patients just through the website alone. Clay and his team are, I would just say they're over the top. I mean, nothing is too big, nothing's too grand for Clay and his staff and his team. I mean, he says boom, he really means it. I mean, they over deliver, really, to be honest with you. And they come up with ideas that are just top notch. And if you don't like something, great, move on. He'll figure out something that works for your style and your identity. But I would just say the biggest thing for Clay and his team is they over deliver. Clay and his team help kind of create that culture also for your business that, hey, we got to get things done in a timely manner. It holds me accountable to do the certain tasks so that we can create things in a timely manner. So there is a sense of urgency that he creates, and it's a lot of it's just through his enthusiasm. He's always on the go, so it kind of puts you on that same mindset of, hey, let's get this done, let's work hard, but let's also have fun with it. When I went to orthodontic school, we got 0 training on marketing. Actually, when I got out of school 18 years ago, it was kind of taboo to actually do any marketing. The most you could do is put your name in the Yellow Pages. And so now it's pretty common knowledge and pretty mainstream to go ahead and get your name out there, tell everybody your story, who you are, what you're about. If you don't do that, it's a leg of your business that you're lagging behind. Because you could be the best orthodontist or the best whatever, but if people don't know that, then you won't get the customers coming in. I meet with Clay and his team on every Friday about 11 o'clock, and to be honest with you, at the beginning I wasn't that thrilled with it. Coming in every week just kind of seemed like a lot, but for me, I find the marketing aspect interesting. I enjoy it. I love working with Clay. I think it's the main reason why. I've kind of built a relationship with him. I think it got to a level now where we're pretty good friends. And so to me, it's enjoyable. I really enjoy the creativity and how when you put the energy into it and the work into it, how you get everything kind of comes back and it works. I've worked with Clay and his team for about, I think it's about 3 years, and every year it's just gotten better and things have grown.
Hey, we need a big championship drive. That's what we need. Gotta start competing, huh? Start playing with the fire, all of us. Hey, come on now, fellas. We've got to answer the bell. Now let's go. Hey, we ain't done, fellas. Come on, guys. Too many mistakes. Hey, we got to be perfect, all right? Right, so. Hey, take it to another level, all right?
Now, Dr. Breck, talk to me about since you've worked with Tim the last about year and a half, 2 years,
about a year, just over a year now.
What kind of changes have you made, and how has it impacted your overall profitability or growth?
Well, I'm happy to report that December of 2018 we had our highest grossing month, so I'm super excited about that.
Ever. Whoa, that deserves. You know what? That deserves
Wins of the Week.
That's a win of the week. Dr. Breck celebrating a sales record here. A new year, a new you. How is it possible? He's a diligent doer. So what kind of practical changes have you made?
Oh, man. Well, we had to look at our price structure. So, we have to be honest with the value and what it costs to deliver services. And we can't continue to give away services. for free or losing money on them. And so that was one of the big steps. We also had to get rid of toxic employees or even contractors. In our case, the massage therapists are self-employed contractors. But
little warning about therapists, by the way. The only difference between the rapist and a therapist is a space.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Okay, back to you.
That reminds me of Sean Connery on
right.
Saturday Night Live.
Right. Now, okay, so other changes you've made this year. What other changes you made? You fixed the pricing.
I was non-existent on our SEO. I mean,
search
I
engine.
literally is non-existent.
Not findable.
I mean, you may have found me if you put my name in exactly spelled correctly. You might have found me on like 20 pages back.
Got it. But now you got all the content, all the tags, all the Google reviews.
Yeah, that all started from scratch, and we now have like 257 reviews, and we're climbing the Google search engine each day. So.
I was doing a search for you. Was it yesterday? And I think you were over 250. Let me pull it up real quick. 257. You're right. 257 Google reviews. And so, are you having people that are finding you online now?
Yes. And that's a nice new thing. People come in and are like, hey, I saw your reviews.
Are you up? Are you up 10% more than last year? 20%? What percentage are you up now?
We're up. So it fluctuates a little bit, but I mean, literally from like a year and a half ago to now, we're up double.
Double.
Yeah.
Now, have you changed or improved your sales scripting or your sales processes at all?
We have. Yeah. We very intensely went over a lot of scripting and things, but then also we do have a no-brainer offer.
Yeah.
And so the conversion aspect of that to go from, hey, this is all free to, I do expect you to pay me at some point, getting a better conversion script for me to work from. Has also been very helpful.
And then you, from an HR perspective, hiring people, I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but most clients we've worked with, most doctors we work with before, business owners, before they come into our program, have a hard time finding good people. And then after they're in the program, that's usually not a problem anymore.
Right.
Is that the case with you? Are you doing good on finding people, or how have you changed your recruitment process?
Yeah, so just before starting working with Tim, we had some change up and some, some people left on their own accord, and they were about to have that conversation anyway, so it worked out. Nice timing. So we've brought on some great people in the last year, and now we're operating from a totally different way of thinking about that, with not being held captive and a hostage in my own office.
And how do you feel now? I mean, do you and your wife, does it feel better? Do you have more pride about the business now that you're more profitable? Do
Absolutely.
You feel? I mean, on a daily
I see
basis,
the difference in her eyes too.
Really?
Yeah. I've been a doctor for the last 15 years, but to be a successful doctor's kind of a little better.
Right.
And so I needed the action, like tangible action steps, like give me a task to do today that I can put my hands to work on doing that. But I mean, I had to borrow money from family members. Thank you, Dad.
Big shout out to your dad.
I owe you. I mean, it was tough on my wife. She's a school teacher, and we were living paycheck to paycheck every month, trying to rob Peter to pay Paul.
Got it.
And not fun at all.
And you're a doctor. You're a chiropractor.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
My name is Elizabeth Walker. I'm the owner of Nook and Cranny Homekeeping. I first heard about Clay on the radio on 1170 KFAQ. I was just switching through the radio stations, and I heard them talking, and they were kind of funny, so I hung around a little bit. Clay's team has impacted my amount of internet leads through Google. We have skyrocketed our reviews, and we just have people calling us almost every single day saying they found us on Google. So it's definitely broadened our horizons and our clientele. But we also have people that find us in other avenues, and I always direct them to our Google reviews. The typical interaction during our weekly meetings is fun, it is accountability, it's an hour of hard discussions and a lot of learning. We try to laugh. I always share concerns I had during the week. The team always asks me what I need help with, and then they help put me back on track where I need to be. Every business owner needs Clay Clark and his team because they put a path out in front of you, a proven system of success, and then they coach you along the way. They don't do it for you. They don't hold your hand. They just stand right beside you. They cheer you on. They share with you what you need to hear, whether it's good or it's bad or it's what you want to hear or it's what you don't want to hear. Every business owner needs that accountability next to them, that proven person next to them that can keep them going. Most people think that they don't need a business or marketing consultant because human nature tends to say we can do it all, and sometimes we believe that, or maybe people are prideful and they don't want to ask for help, or I'm not really sure. I believe that one of the smartest things I've ever done in my whole life, definitely in my business, is hiring Clay Clark and his team. Somebody is missing out on years and years and years of experience if they don't hire them. You can either make mistakes in your business because you don't have the experience, so you just go out there and you make mistakes. Or you can have somebody next to you that has been there, they've done that, and they can give you a heads up. You're going in the wrong direction. Or they can give you just that wise advice that says, maybe you should go in this direction. That's what they're missing out on. They're missing out on years of experience that they have not gleaned themselves.
Welcome into the box, my friend.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How have you been doing the last couple weeks?
I'm
I've
doing
seen you
great.
about 2 weeks, I think, with the
I
conference.
know. I've missed you.
Yeah. Well, any highlights this weekend so far?
Well, since I last saw you, we did go on a vacation, so that was
Ooh.
great. Went down to sunny Destin, Florida.
Really?
And the wife and family, we had a great time. Played in the beach, got sand in all the wrong places. But yeah, then we've also been looking to hire a new office manager, so we've been going through the group interviews. We were fortunate to have about 250 applicants.
Wow.
And we're down to a slim 5 that are getting shadow.
When did you launch the group interview process?
2 weeks ago.
So in 2 weeks, you've already found 5 good candidates?
We have.
And you're doing what process are you doing?
The group interviews.
Oh, tell us about
that you recommended us do, that you've talked about many times here on the radio. And so we put out a post on Facebook and Indeed, and the same post. We're in both places.
Oh, I love it.
And I don't know if it was how it was written or if there was just I feel like the job market's really strong, but we had a lot of candidates.
I love this. This right here is perhaps my favorite story of the week. Stop what you're doing and think about this for a second. What would happen if your company was suddenly able to generate exponentially more quality sales leads? That would be incredible. What would happen if your company came up at the top or near the top of the Google search engine results? Well, I would just feel overwhelmed with all that business. How many thousands of dollars in lost sales or millions of dollars in lost sales are you missing out on simply because your potential customers can't find you when they go online to search for the products and services that you offer? I refuse to think that thought because I don't want any more business. Unless you are a dirty communist that hates money, my new book, Search Engine Domination, will help you grow your business. In my new book, Search Engine Domination, we will teach you the specific steps that you need to take to dominate the search engine results. What do you mean by dominate? You see, in my new book, Search Engine Domination, we will teach you the specific steps that you need to take to dominate search engine results. Download your free ebook copy today at thebestseobook.com. Stay tuned. How would you describe your coaching experience with Chup for all of our listeners, and so Chup can hear that? How would you describe that
Butter
relationship you have with Eric
Butter
Chup?
Well, I appreciate you giving me this opportunity, Clay, because I would, I'm amazed at how well you guys match up your coaches with your clients, because I feel like Eric has just been, perfect. And the way that he has helped me the most is he is my coach, but he's also treated me like a teammate a lot and said, man, you can do this, keep going. And yeah, it's tough, but hang in there. And he's just really good. I mean, he's just been able to come alongside me where I'm at and challenge me to be better. At the same time, keep me encouraged. You know, it's like our personalities are a lot alike, and you know, sometimes he'll chew my ass, but sometimes it's he knows what I need that day. So I appreciate him, and since you give me this opportunity, I just want to say happy birthday, Chup. Appreciate you.
Thank you, brother.
Now, so for the listeners out there who are sarcastic, Captain Sarcasmo, who's listening, and he goes, that is great that you like Eric as a human and that you guys have a camaraderie and that he's helped you. But what specific wins have you had? Has it been search engine optimization? Has it been increased sales? Has it been a rash of complaints? I mean, what has been the big...
Has it been just my specialty? Or has it just been a rash?
What are the big tangible benefits you've seen since working with Eric Chupp?
Well, one big one is we have seen, since I started with you guys and started with Chupp, we have seen a 59% increase in new customers.
Wow.
In the last year, over the previous year, a 59% increase in the number of new customers through our door. So, and that's huge.
The average American business grows at a 3% rate if they don't go out of business. According to Forbes, 8 out of 10 businesses go out of business, and the average American business that is in business grows at a rate of 3% according to the gross domestic product. So 59%. See, I'm not a huge math guy, but I take 50.
He's a normal size math
throwing numbers right at
That
me.
means you're growing at 19.6 times faster than the average American business. 19.6. What other wins have you experienced?
It's been huge. Just teaching me how to do a checklist. Teaching me the basics of, Google Sheets, just real basic stuff. I mean, it's kind of like, Clay, when you interview people and you say, hey, break down your morning routine for me. What exactly do you do to get your day started? Well, Chupp has helped me with the basics. Okay, this is a Google Sheet. This is a Google document. This is how you do it. This is how you set up your task list. This is how you set up the company task list. And, I needed that because I'm not a tech guy. I can work hard and all that, but, all of this stuff is really new for me. And he's just been great at being practical and showing me detailed steps of how to get it done.
He hasn't gone in there and done his exercise where he asks you to metaphysically picture yourself elevating your sales. He hasn't done that one yet, has he?
No, not yet.
We asked him to stop doing that. No, but seriously, that's one. I just want all the listeners out there to know who are unfamiliar with what we do. We get in there, we meet you, we figure out your biggest limiting factors, and we help you blow them up. We help you figure out what's causing you not to get the sales. Is it internet marketing? Is it hiring? Is it firing? Is it accounting? I mean, Chupp, you find the problem and you solve it.
Yeah, Guy, I would say two big things that we also helped you out with was breaking down your entire company into a workflow. So as far as from left to right, when the customer interacts with Shepherd Automotive, all the way through that follow-up call, that was a huge one. And then also just understanding the fact of all of these systems are not person-driven. They need to be position-driven so that now you can begin doing group interviews, you can replace people, and you cannot be hostage to your business. And that's what we're really working on right now.
So you're doing the group interview? You are doing the group interview?
Yes, we are.
Nice. Just curious, just out of curiosity, when you interview 10 candidates, say 10 people RSVP, they're going to be there for the interview, how many of them actually show up? 2.
Well, usually 1.
I want everybody to take a moment to do a Google search for Body Central. Just take a moment. If you're listening on your phone or some other kind of device, just take a moment and Google Body Central Therapy Tucson. That's Body Central Therapy Tucson, Arizona. That way you can understand that this is a real business, a real person. And without any further ado, now back to the Body Central testimonial, the Body Central story. This is Jennifer explaining how the Thrive Time Show business coaching program has impacted and improved her overall quality of life and the growth of the business dramatically.
Well, hey, Jen, it's Robert Redmond calling, and we've been working with each other for a while now. And so I just wanted to ask you a few questions, get your feedback. First of all, can you just kind of introduce yourself and tell us about your company and the size of your company and all that?
Sure. So I'm Jennifer Allen. I co-own a physical therapy company. We have 8 locations in Tucson, Arizona, soon to have 9. We have 115 employees. It's been growing like crazy. That's kind of it in a nutshell.
That's pretty impressive. That's great. And how long have you been working with me and with Thrive?
So I started with the online platform and got so much value out of that. I came out and did one of the workshops, which was fantastic. And after that, signed up to do the one-on-one coaching with you starting in March of 2017. So we've been working together since then. Doesn't even seem like that long.
2 years. It's gone by fast.
Yeah, 2 years.
And what are some like the practical changes that you've been able to make by working with the one-on-one coaching program over the last 2 years here?
Yeah, so some of the things that we've done, one of the things was the first thing we did was the website development, where I had, the basic website that was just pretty much just informational. And now we have lead generation happening on the website. So we're actually getting live leads from the website. So that was number one thing that we did, which has been a game changer for us. And then as part of that website development, using online advertising to drive people to our site and then further convert them off the website. So that's been great. Part of that also has been the SEO optimization, learning how to do that and, become number one in Google. That's our thing. We are pushing that hard. We're quite successful with that. So that's kind of how things went with us. And then from a personnel standpoint, our hiring process, being in Tucson, Arizona, we don't have a lot of access to physical therapists. We have a hard time getting physical therapists to move here. And with changing our hiring and recruiting processes and having a system for that, and for me to do that myself and my team, without having to hire a recruiter and pay them a percentage of a salary, that's been a huge game changer. I hired 12 physical therapists last year. 12. That's unheard of.
12.
So,
and these are people with doctorate degrees, doctorates of physical therapy.
Doctorate degrees. So that's been a really, really good thing. And we've also implemented group interviewing system for our administrative personnel, and that has been great too. So, that turnover in those level positions, those administrative positions, tends to be high in the medical industry. So being able to constantly have good candidates in front of us and being prepared if somebody moves or somebody decides they don't want to be a front desk person anymore, it's been really great. We've been able to get somebody good right away, and we're actually getting higher quality candidates because we're not just hiring the first person that comes off the street to fill that position. We're not in that panic mode anymore. We're ahead of the curve, so we're able to pick and choose the best candidate for the position.
Yeah, I remember you sent me a video once, and you guys had like 50 people at your group interviews.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah.
So we run from anywhere from 20 to 30 was a good group for us to manage, but we did have 50 couple people show up for that one group interview.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What are some of the ways that you've grown? There's a lot we've done, but how have you actually grown since you started working with us?
Yeah, so I think personally, my biggest growth areas have been in people management. I'm that softie that kind of lets people walk all over me. And prior to this training, I had a hard time holding people accountable and not feeling bad about it. And so I feel like that is the biggest change in me personally. And it's given me more confidence in dealing with just everything that I deal with on a daily basis with work. Being able to hold people accountable, let them know what their expectations are, and not feel bad about saying, hey, this is what needs to be done in this position, and you're not doing it, and what are we going to do to get you there? And I think I've become a better business owner in general because of it.
That's awesome. And then, how has like the company grown since working with us, or what have your numbers look like over the past couple of years?
Yeah. So if we look at gross revenue, I mean, we've basically doubled that in the time that we've worked together. And as far as personnel, we've doubled that. And we've also doubled our number of locations since we started working together. And that's still on an upswing trajectory. So I don't see us slowing that down at all. It's just been crazy growth all the way around.
Yeah.
Those systems work, which is why we've been able to build 15 multi-million-dollar companies. But you see, it's not about learning the systems and the processes and not implementing. It's about learning what to do and then actually doing it. So on today's show, we're going to give you nothing but the hits, nothing but real entrepreneurs who are having real success as a result of diligently implementing the proven system. Do we help them implement the system? Yes. Do we teach them the system? Yes. But again, nothing works unless they do. So big shout out to the Thrive Nation out there. Thank you guys for being diligent doers and for implementing the system.
And we went from expecting maybe $250,000 this year to we're at $400,000. Hi, I'm Kelsey with K&D's Woodruff Finishing, business owner at 23. So I've been working this K&D's company for about 5 years now, and we started working with Thrive not too long ago. And we went from expecting maybe $250,000 this year to we're at $400,000. That's what we're going to hit or exceed. So we're pretty excited about that. It's been pretty much just listening to what they have to say. Their hiring process has just really been incredible as far as finding good quality help. And the accountability of meeting up with them weekly, and like such good insight, the resources that they have for specific business questions. It's all been really incredible. It's been a great experience, so I would recommend it to anybody.
It's the smartest thing you could ever do. But I always warn people before. I've actually sent people over. But you have to sell out. You have to believe, and when you do, you will see amazing things. It's been a game changer, really has, and I recommend it to everybody. I mean, everybody needs it. I don't care. I mean, there needs to be an employee coach, to be honest with you. So it's an amazing journey.
Well, Chuck, I'm going to let you have the final word on this, but I will just say we have a coaches meeting every single day with all the business coaches. And that coaches meeting starts typically at 6 a.m. on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's at 6 a.m.
Right.
And on Mondays, it's at 7 a.m.
Correct.
And the purpose of that, Kevin, is to have wins of the week. We start off the meeting by sharing wins. Any client that had a big win, we want to share in their success. The second is if a client is stuck or they're unable to execute or get something done, we want to, as a team, as a family, as a coaching program, to discuss where the client's stuck and figure out the best plan to help them get unstuck. And that's why I'm in each of those meetings. And I also help make all the paths for all the clients. And Erica's had nothing but great things to say about you. And I just want to ask this before I give Eric the final word. Is your wife a fan of Eric? I mean, is your wife happier now? I mean, is he really making your wife crazy now? How are things going now? Is your wife a fan of the coaching program?
She's 100% fan of the coaching program. Actually, she worked in the coaching program for about a week until I fired her. I learned real quick that's we're going to keep church and state separated.
Okay.
But
well, so you're
That's real. That's real.
That's real. That's real talk. We're keeping the church and the family separated, and so with that, but is she happier overall? Like maybe by 1% or?
Oh no, I'd say at least 50%. I mean,
yes,
boom,
yes, Miss Lewis
now,
is
it's not
happy.
Eric, it's me. Let's
Oh, of course.
clarify.
No. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah.
He's an
That'd be
Adonis.
weird. But long stories, it's just simple things. I'm able to, as she puts it, communicate better now.
Nice.
Because I'm not thinking of all this other stuff, and it's good stuff.
Chop, you have the final word, my friend. Give us a capstone thought about coaching Kevin Lewis and what that experience has been like for you, and what makes Kevin so awesome.
Well, Kevin is a prototype, protochild, whatever poster child for stoicism. So he's a guy who will come in and say, give me a big win, man. What's going on this last week for you? And he'll say, landed a $2.2 million job. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, just another day. And then he'll come in and say, I got a competitor out of state trying to come in and steal my people or whatever. And just another day. So I don't have to worry about, hey, we get lost in the weeds in the coaches meetings. It's all action on, hey, what do we need to do here? Some meetings we call up and he's like, hey, man, I'm rock and rolling. You good? You need anything from me? Nope. You good? Yeah, we're good to go. Some meetings we get into some weeds about expansion.
You've
and
had
other
meetings
things.
where Kevin has had an employee. Yeah, you had a competitor try to steal your employees.
Oh, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
And I do too every week, right, Kevin? Is there not a burning fire every week?
Oh, every week.
But
Always.
yet Kevin is stoic, so he's able to push through that.
Right. The lows are not low. The highs are not too high. He's just even keel. And so it's very easy to focus on those key performance indicators and actually, just like he said earlier, make sure the business is going in the right direction. And when the business is going in the right direction and you're accomplishing your own goals with your family, it's a fun time. So we have a good time when we meet, and we just make sure that things are happening the way they need to happen.
Kevin, for everybody out there who's listening in Green Country that wants to have a roof put on their commercial building or their residential property, how can they get a hold of you? What's your website, and really, why should people call you?
Well, it's lewisroofing.com, and if they want a company that's going to be honest and do a good job, and we're the company to call. I put my family name on the business, not hiding behind some fake name. We are 100% the real deal, not a bunch of sales guys trying to sell a bunch of stuff. We are a roofing company that's all we do is roofing.
And Thrive Nation, I've worked with a lot of roofing companies where we've done a 13-point assessment with them, and it is rare to find a roofing company that we would even approve to coach. I want you to know this. We go through the assessment, and probably 80% of the time we say, well, it's not a good fit. But Kevin's a great guy.
Grinder.
He stands behind his program. He puts his name on the website, on the business, on the marketing,
On the
the
trucks.
trucks,
Yep.
on everything. Check him out today. That's Lewis Roofing. That's lewisroofing.com. And Kevin, I appreciate you taking time out of your day away from your family and your business to share your story here on the podcast and the radio show. Hope you have an awesome day, my friend.
All right. Thank you. You have an awesome day, too.
Take care.
All right. Take care.
Bye. So if I go to drbreck.com, that's drbreck.com, stands for drbreck.com. What's the no-brainer offer that you're making for us today?
Well, if you will go there on the website, you click on that schedule now, you will receive a free consultation, exam, and x-ray, all at no cost, no obligation. It's our opportunity to interview with you. Come try us out, and if you don't like what you receive, then don't hire me.
Let's say that I'm afraid of the internet. What's a phone number I could call you at?
You can call 918-494-2698.
What's that number one more time?
918-494-2698.
Is there anything wrong with giving family members a faux job? Like I've given family members a job, and I'm sure you've never done this, but I've actually given them a job where I say,
family members money not to come in.
I
pay family members money not to come in. Money not to come in.
Wiggling it. See?
I pay family members money not to come in. Money not to come in.
Wiggling it. See?
I pay family members money not to come in. Money not to come in.
Wiggling it. See?
Now, Luke, I want to get your take on this. For people out there who are stuck and they feel like, I do not like my life, can you relate to that? And maybe where are you at now versus where you used to be?
Sure, I absolutely can relate to that. And the biggest shift that I've noticed for myself is that I stopped putting everybody else's needs first, right? And reaction and all of this, right? So I started scheduling things like I mentioned earlier, and just got very intentional with my time and made that okay. Saying no, yeah. And, actually one friend of mine said, you're the yes man, you love to help people and you're always yes, yes, yes. And then you find yourself spread thin. So I've started saying no and got intentional with my time, and just lost the concern of pleasing everybody else.
So I want to get going by, I'll have you introduce yourself, your company, how long you have been running your company, and what it is that you do, man.
Okay, so my name is Marcos. We run a company that basically retails online, retails vitamins and supplements online, mainly through our website, supplementplanet.net. We're based out of Miami, and we've been in business since 2000. With this business, we've been since 2012, and that's what we're doing. Retail vitamins online.
And you have just had some big wins. Share with us the big wins that you are having on your website.
Okay. So for many years, from 2012 all the way to 2017, 18, last year, we had the site. But the site barely sold one item a year, actually. But we were paying because we want to make sure that eventually we would get it done somehow. It was painful to see every month the money comes out of the account and the site not generating anything. So eventually, especially like last year, we went to the event and started to apply some of the SEO nuggets that was presented there. There was a lot of different ones, and I've just been executing some of the ones that I remember from the top of my head. As we discussed, I haven't even gone back to the book to read my annotations. So I started to implement some of the ideas on the SEO, like the reviews and the meta tags, the descriptions and the keywords, and created the Google Merchant shopping accounts, and all of a sudden the site is doing. I think we had 1 month that the site made $3,000, which is like amazing, considering it wasn't selling anything about a year before that. So every day we implement a different thing, and they're small. Usually they're very small. You don't think it's going to make a difference. Let me go back here and add more tags regarding a specific vitamin or something that I remember, or some sort of a idea about a search term that I think people would be looking for. And I make those changes. And every time I go and make a little bit of a change. And especially this week, we added like 2 new items that we never had on the website before. And then I think the same week or the week after that, we already sold that item. I think we had like 2 or 3 items that we did that, and we're already selling those items on the website. Even before we sell them on Amazon and eBay and all the other marketplaces, the site is actually competing with our other ads or with our other products with our products on the other marketplace, which is amazing considering our budget compared to all these other people out there, right? There's no comparison. So very successful. We feel very successful, and it has generated real results. But for me, real results is every day I get 2-3 sales out of the website. And I know why those sales are coming through. I know they're coming through because yesterday I made a change, or I added a word, or I did something. So it's a really fulfilling, to see that, because we're being searching for that for many years.
So you sell products, supplements all around the world, all over the internet, okay? You've applied the systems and the processes, our proven best practices that we have up here at the Thrive Time Show, and you guys are seeing results that's $3,000 a month, that you weren't previously having on your site at all, that you weren't selling on your own site. Is that right?
Yes, correct. Exactly. Yeah, and that only proves that even if you're worth $10 extra or $100 extra, it just proves to me. I learned on the online businesses, If you can make an extra dollar they're not making yesterday, then it's just a matter of how many extra dollars you're going to make. How many extra products I'm going to apply that to and make that a compound result. So even if it was $1, an extra $100, it would still be valid because if I can make an extra $100 with one product, then if I add all the 300 products, that's going to generate. So it comes to a point that whenever I find something new that works, it's just like we're overwhelmed by the amount of work we have to do and now we have to bring all these other products because all these other products are going to get the same results, and then there's a whole bunch of work that I have to do in order to bring other products and apply the same principle to all of them. So the principle is what works here. Exactly.
I got one more question for you. What do you like the most about the coaching program? What do you like the most about the coaching program? Why has that been so effective for you and Supplement Planet?
Well, of course, the results is the main one. You got to have some sort of results. So results is, for me as a business owner, is the number one. But what goes in to get the results is what caught my attention. Like even today, we were talking, right? So in many different instances where I talk to different people and stuff, like we say, okay, so we need to change the email that goes back to the customer from the website, right? So anybody would say, okay, so change the email, and then let's see how it works. So on this case, you enter the email, you open up it, let's get the email, let's change the email. So actually type the new email, what it would look like. See, that's different, that you're actually doing the work. It's easy to somebody say, oh, you need to do more sales. Anybody can say that, but then go back and do the step by step of what you need to do in order to generate those sales. I mean, nobody does that. That's very rare. And that's to be like today I was thinking, as we were doing something, I was thinking of that you took the time to go back and actually do the steps that I needed to do in order to get the results that we're looking for. So that to me is the major difference.
You don't need no more sleep. What you need is more grind. You need more focus. You need more execution. Execution is worship. Execution is the only thing that matters in business, not sleep. Only execution.
Do we teach them the system? Yes. But again, nothing works unless they do. So big shout out to the Thrive Nation out there. Thank you guys for being diligent doers and for implementing the system.
What I've seen from Clay and his group at Thrive is they'll give you a simple system. And it's the simple systems are the ones that people can wrap their brain around. They're the ones that people can work with on a day-to-day basis. And that simplicity brings power with it. So it shocked me how simple some of the stuff is. And at times I'm like, why didn't I think about that? Workflow creation, systematic marketing, and coaching has helped our church so much. The workflow creation is what it really is they're going to look and see every moving part of your church, of your ministry, what needs to be done. And it's going to go up on a massive board. And so now what it does is it takes what needs to be done out of your heart and out of your head, really takes the pressure, the stress off your shoulders, and it puts it on the board where your entire team, your ministry can see exactly what you want them to do every day. And so they know this is the playbook, this is what we're doing. And then there's laser sharp accountability with a meeting afterwards. Did it get done or not? I'll tell you, it's changed the way we execute as a church so fast. And it's produced really an excitement because people they want to get done. If they know what they're supposed to do, a good person wants to get it done. It's been massive for our team. The systematic marketing has really been like this. In the past, we used to market and we would try something. I've done everything, billboards, ads, mailers, internet, Facebook, but we would run something for so long and then we wouldn't see that it was producing the results we want. Instead of staying consistent, we would jump to another horse. Then we would jump to another horse. And what systematic marketing does is it makes you pick some things and stick with it. And I'm already seeing, just after just a few months, I've been working with Clay since October, about 6 months ago. I can already see just the trajectory going up. People are finding out about us. Our number of visitors are going up. I can see the marketing working, and it's just an approach that makes sense. And then the coaching is massive. And I think having a coach that looks and sees what you're doing and can come help you make small adjustments. I believe those small tweaks, once he gets everything set up, those small tweaks can make massive differences. And a great coach doesn't even have to play your sport, right? Doesn't even have to do what you do. A coach has an eye to see things that you can't see, or to see it from a different angle. And just having that extra eye on what I do, and just, hey, have you thought about this? It's making all the difference in the world. What Clay Clark and his team can provide for your church that you can't do in-house and I can't do in-house. Well, what's been massive for me is that search engine optimization, how to get to the top of Google, taking care of transcribing all of my sermons to drive me up the list on Google, stuff that I don't think about and I don't have time to do. I've got all these things I have to do as a pastor, right? I have sermons to preach. I have a staff to manage. I have a budget to take care of. I got sick folk to see about. I have a team that has to do that. You know how it is. You got to marry people. You got to bury people. We're never going to stay in a dark room with a keyboard optimizing our Google presence. And these guys do that kind of thing for you. Also, if you're at a couple hundred member church, I remember how hard it was back in the day to take care of the website needs, to come up with graphic design. And these guys are available to you for sermon slides, getting that kind of stuff done where you can have a sharp looking presentation of the gospel. And it takes it off you, it puts it on them at a very reasonable price. I really believe Clay Clark and his team can help a church with limited resources in a big way. I know what it's like to be a church of limited resources. My wife and I, we walked into a town where we didn't know anybody. We had a Bible and we just had a few bucks in our pocket. And somebody introduced us to a couple of families. We started going there. So I know what it's like to be a church of 2, and I know what it's like to be a church of 2,000 in 2 different campuses now, 1,000 apiece, and everywhere in between. So I love churches at every level. I believe God wants them all to grow. And I think about the needs I had back in the day, the lack of direction I had. Man, I was working 80 hours a week all the time. But a lot of times I was a shotgun instead of a rifle. I think when you start, you can really hone in with the right coaching. You can get a lot of your different needs met in one place. Instead of having somebody on marketing and somebody on showing you how to do systems and somebody on graphic design, Thrive can do a lot of that for you at a very reasonable cost. I think it's a great place to invest in the life of your ministry.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminix, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah. So here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. we actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months, or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with. So.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
And now, without any further ado, 3, 2, 1, boom!
My name is Sean Clark, and I've worked with Clay Clark for about a year now. I would describe Clay's the experience with Clay as something that is really unique and phenomenal. Just the systems and processes that they have in place, they help you put in place, has been real instrumental in helping us grow our business. It's been real phenomenal growth this year. The weekly meeting helps you stay on track, again, to follow the systems and processes that Clay puts in place. For me personally, I enjoy the weekly meetings. It's kind of like a shot in the arm of adrenaline. Just want to go out there and get after it and work hard and get things done. As far as action items that Clay and his team has provided for us, it's action items as far as getting Google reviews, following up with our leads, just the systems, again, that everyday grind of doing the same thing over and over and being consistent. I would say personally for me, I would say that I would recommend Clay and Thrive 15 to anyone. I think what makes Thrive 15 so unique is that not only are they your business coach, but I truly feel like a sense of partnership there. So I truly feel like Clay and his team are a partner in your business to help you grow that business and want you to succeed.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
What's up, Thrive Nation? Eric Chubb here with Roy. We have a little bit of news for you guys. It's now May 31st at 6:21. You've been closed for 20 minutes?
Right.
No, it's now June, so let's run the numbers for May. Let's see what he's got.
Totals 102,837.
What's last year to date? 102,837 this year?
And last year was 60,667. Whoa! Coming out of the weeds now.
Boom, baby.
Boom! Out of the weeds, onto the pavement.
Yes, here we go.
I played basketball at the University of Oklahoma, and my father was a high school coach. When I got out of college, what I wanted to do was coach. I coached in college for about 4 years, and then I had my son, and life changed. And my son was terminally ill. He had muscular dystrophy, what's called Duchenne's. At the time, I was working for a school. I needed to make more money because of all, doctor bills, all that kind of stuff you got to buy and everything. And so I started doing just a side program with SCORE, just doing a few basketball lessons. My schedule filled up. At the time, my son was in a wheelchair. It got to be quite a struggle with him. And so it was a constant fight every day of, do I work? Do I spend my time with him? How much time do I spend with working? But what I learned from all of it is you still got to get your job done. Well, I'm not a business owner, and I'm probably a terrible business owner. Back a couple of years ago, because I had parents tell me all the time, well, I wish I'd have known about you 3 years ago, or I've never heard of SCORE. We get that all the time. And then doing the finances, just everything that I had to do was just eating me alive. It would take hours every day. And so I needed to get smart about doing my business. All of us need a game plan. And Thrive 15 has helped me tremendously with that game plan. We changed how I was charging, we changed the programs we were doing, we changed the advertisement we were doing, we started doing everything smart. We're the largest basketball facility in this 3 or 4 state area. We have people that call us from all over Oklahoma because of our website. My time has been freed up tremendously because I'm not involved in all the little things. It's just streamlining your business so it's not taking just all of your time away from your family, because my wife's very important to me, my kids, I got to have some of that as well. And as a business owner, if you allow your business to eat you up, well, it's not really worth it. You got to have a value of life as well.
All right, I'm Myron, and I own White Glove Auto in Bixby, Oklahoma. I've been working with Eric and Thrive for the past about 1.5 years now, and ever since I've started working with them, I've noticed huge growth in our business. For example, year-to-year comparison, we're at 97% growth this year, and heck, even this month over last month, we were at 47% in growth. We've seen massive numbers increase just because of Google SEO and just the efficiency that's been improved around the shop. They've helped us, learn how to put things on, a daily and a weekly and a monthly checklist to help keep things organized and efficient and save time. It's really helped us out a lot, and things are going great with Thrive.
And look what he has right here.
A checklist.
Oh, he's got his to-do list on a clipboard. So congratulations, White Glove. You're doing awesome, man. Boom.
Hi, I'm Ryan Wimpy.
And I'm Rachel Wimpy, and the name of our business is Tip Top Canine.
Our business is a dog training business. We help people with behavioral issues and teach their dog how to listen. When I was learning to become a dog trainer, we didn't learn anything about internet marketing or advertising or anything at all, just dog training. And that's what's so great about working with Clay and his team, because they do it all for us.
So that we can focus on our passion, and that's training dogs. Clay and his team here, they're so enthusiastic. Their energy is off the charts. Never a dull moment here at Thrive.
We've been working with Clay and his team for the last 5 months, 2 of which have been our biggest months ever. 1, our biggest gross by 35%. Clay's helped us make anything from brochures to stickers, new business cards, new logos, scripts for phones, script for email, script for text message, scripting for everything.
How I would describe the weekly meetings with Clay and his team are awesome. They're so effective. It's worth every minute. Things get done. We'll ask for things like different flyers, and they're done before our hour is up. So it's just awesome, extremely effective.
If you don't use Clay and his team, you're probably going to be pulling your hair out, or you're going to spend half of your time trying to figure out the online marketing game and producing your own flyers and marketing materials, print materials, all the stuff like that. You're really losing a lot as far as lost productivity and lost time, not having a professional do it that has a real sense of urgency and that actually knows what they're doing when you already have something that's your core focus that you already know how to do.
You would also be missing out with all the time and financial freedom that you would have working with Clay and his team.
We would recommend Clay and his team to other business owners because they need to be working on their business, not just trying to figure out the online game, which is complex and changing daily. So no one has a marketing team too. Most people don't. They can't afford one, and their local web guy or a local person that they know probably can't do everything that a whole team and a whole floor of people can do in hours and not just weeks or months. There's a definite sense of urgency with Clay and his team. I used to have to ride other web people, really ride them to get stuff done, and stuff is done so fast here, and there's a real sense of urgency to get it done. It's great.
Yeah, my name is Keith Schultz, and my company is Witness Security here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. For the past 18 months that we've been working with Clay, our growth was averaging pretty close to $10,000 a month on a regular basis. Shortly thereafter, we doubled that to close to $20,000, and now we're close to $40,000 on a regular basis every month. Clay has helped us increase our sales in every aspect when it comes to the calls that come into our business, helping us hire people to be able to do that and follow a good script, setting up the appointments and how we do them when we go into the appointment, the sales pitch and how we do it, and then from then on forth, just the SEO and everything he's done has increased our sales exponentially. Clay has helped us grow our business in the aspects of individuals, how to hire people, how to manage people, how to necessarily organize our business, how to structure, the functioning of our business. Though we've been in business for close to 9 years at that time, Clay has revamped everything we do, to a much more better operational business than what it ever was before. Working with Clay is a little bit different than what you'd find in most. Clay pushes you to the point you get out of your comfort zone. And as long as you continue to do what he asks you to do, you will continue to grow. But if you don't, then you won't. We heard about Clay Clark on the radio. My son heard it on the radio and had been listening to it for a couple weeks and said I ought to listen to it. Gave him a call. And within a day or so, Clay gave me a call, and we came in for an interview. He's helped us in our search engine optimization by helping us with the actual Google ratings when it comes to being placed on the map in multiple locations so that we dominate the industry, on the map as well as organically, so that when people are searching in a variety of different words, we always pop up on multiple locations on the first page. That of which he did, it's a long process, but it works very well. And Google, how their algorithms work, it doesn't change in what he does. So we're always on top. Clay has restructured everything we did when it comes to selling the security systems. Being a local company, we do things quite a bit different. And by doing so and restructuring everything he did in the 9 years that I was in business, trying to do it on my own, he came up with a package deal and within less than 10 minutes and revamped everything we do. If you're looking for coming to Clay Clark for asking him to help you grow your business, I can guarantee it'll be a success if you follow through with what he says. You have to follow through with what he says in order to make it work. And so you have to come to the table making sure that you're going to do what he says. Be teachable, and you will be successful.
Good morning. This is Kelly Hernison with American Document Shredding, and I just wanted to say thank you to Marshall and the Thrive team there. You guys have been rocking it out for us. We had 37.5% growth this last January, and typically that is our slowest month, but not only was it 37.5% growth, it was our record month ever. We did over $100,000 in that month, and man, we've been trying to hit that goal for a while. So thank you guys so much. You guys have ramped up our sales. We've got a process for it now, just making it easy for us. As long as we follow be diligent and work the plan. We just could not be here without you guys helping us along the way, pushing us when we need to be pushed, and man, you guys are our biggest cheerleaders, and that means the world to us, especially to me. Through working with Marshall and the team, my wife is a lot better. With me, being a small business owner, you guys have taught me to be a diligent doer while I'm at work, and then it makes me get home sooner, and I get to have dinner with my family a lot more, which is exciting. It's just really opened up my eyes to not being a slave to my job, because I am a business owner, and it's really helped me get that life plan versus business plan. And I got my business calendar, my life calendar, and let's see how I can mash them together. It's just your life, and being a business owner, you have to realize that, and Marshall and the Thrive team have really helped me become a better person. And so thank you guys, you rock. Have a great day, and boom.
My name is Ron Curtis. I own Curtis Music Academy here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They're awesome. I mean, they know exactly the steps to take. I think through their business model and the steps that they've taken in the past, growing their own businesses, you can't go wrong. They know exactly how to grow a business, and it's awesome to have them help coach me to do the same for mine. So I was having trouble finding instructors to teach music for our company, and we were just running out of time for me to teach lessons, and so we just kind of plateaued our business at that point. We were able to free up a little bit of time to have other instructors come in and teach. We have implemented a hiring system to hire instructors, and not only that, but also where to find them. And so we've hired some really quality instructors. So we're just freeing up time and having ability to continue on to grow new students. I think the reason a lot of people might be skeptical, or maybe not skeptical, just hesitant in hiring a coach is probably just because they might think that they have it all figured out and they're doing fine. Like, oh yeah, my business is growing, we're doing great.
Yeah.
I think the reason that I would recommend it is because having somebody else as an external perspective looking into the business and how they can grow the business is going to be really beneficial. So I would absolutely recommend this to anybody who has a business. I think it's very, very important to grow it. So.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Thomas Crossan, owner and founder of Full Package Media in Dallas, Texas. I've been a coaching client with Clay Clark since the beginning of our business. We started about a year ago, August of last year. I had no clients, no idea what we were doing, no clue really what was going on. And now we've grown to where we've got 6 photographers, we've got office space here. I have an admin, sales person that works for us full time, developing an online system, and a lot of that growth we attribute to Clay helping us. And there's so many things that, his stuff is not revolutionary. It's not this crazy walk on hot coals and all this stuff. It's just real stuff. And like group interviews, we were totally against group interviews. We were like, no, we're different and we're special, and we need to do one-on-one interviews so we can find good quality candidates and not just kind of do this group interview thing. And we tried that and we failed miserably. We did group interviews. Now we do them every 2 weeks. And it's awesome. It works good. We always have kind of an influx of new people that we can train, get going. He's helped us a lot with our website, graphic design, SEO. SEO is another thing that I thought before I started this business and before Clay, it was kind of a joke, or something that only your Apples of the world and Amazon could get to the top of Google. But Clay said, no, just do these things, follow these steps, and you'll get there. And I think now we look today, and we're number 2 for Dallas real estate photography. If you don't believe me, you can look. So we're getting to the top of there. That's really cool. It's really awesome to get leads that people will call you and say, hey, I found you on Google. We want to hear about your services. So that's really great. I'd say there's nobody out there that's not a good coaching client for Clay. Anyone, regardless of the business, it's not about what the business is, what the specialty is. It's about following the steps, doing what he says. It's a good thing. An hour a week, it gets you on track and keeps you kind of in line of what you're doing and what you shouldn't be doing. And it's good to kind of give you some flow and future goals of your business. And I remember our first meeting, we set our goals, and our goal was to do 16 shoots a week. And at the time, me and my business partner / girlfriend Gretchen were like, "Oh, we're never gonna do 16 a week. That's just like crazy." And today we're doing 9, and we did about 54 last week. So he's helped us grow. We've put in a lot of hours, a lot of hard work as well. But if you follow his steps and do what he says, there's a lot of principles that he's kind of taught and instilled in us that help us. So Clay Clark is the way to go. I wouldn't venture out to find someone else. They'd be more expensive and a lot more fluff and no real actionable work and things to get your business growing. So that's the way to go. Thanks.
My name is Andy Bogard, and I'm the owner of Bogard & Sons Construction. Showing up top in Google and Google Maps has changed my business dramatically. I went from being not on the map to on the map and got a $1 million home building deal out of that, and that covers a quarter of my yearly revenue. I received the lead for the $1 million job approximately 4 weeks after we started working on our Google reviews and the maps and increasing our SEO.
My name is Taylor Hall. I'm the general manager of the Tulsa Oilers professional hockey team. Our goal every night here at the BOK Center is to try to fill the seats with lots of people and create an exciting environment so when somebody comes to a game, they want to come back. Working with Clay and the staff at Thrive, they've really helped us in many, many ways. Website and graphic design and video production and a lot of things that go along. And a lot of businesses, including ours, doesn't have a staff or a full-time videographer or graphic designer. But the biggest thing that we noticed was the needle mover. More sales, more attendance, more successes in business. We had a record year last season working with Clay for the first time. Our average attendance is higher than it's ever been. So there was a lot of really cool things that we did, and they worked. That's the nice thing about working with Clay and the team over there. It's just not one person, you get the entire team. If you need video design and editing and production, they've got that. If you need graphic design, if you need some coaching, your salespeople and call scripts, PR, they offer all that. Clay was instrumental in helping guiding us and getting us on the right track so that we could really raise the bar and become ultra successful. So it's been an amazing experience for us.
Hey there, Cody with Sierra Pools and Spas. Just a few system wins that I've had that Marshall and Thrive 15 has really helped me with. One thing in construction, my construction manager, he used to call me all the time. One thing that Marshall implemented that or recommended that we have a set time that he calls me every day. He'd call me constantly, and I never gave him a time like, hey, this is when you can call me kind of thing. So he's probably afraid to call me, but I set a time every day at 11 a.m. that he calls me with all the updates and stuff like that. So that's really helped so far. He doesn't call me as much anymore. So that kind of gives him, I made a joke out of it. That's kind of like our time that we spend together at 11 a.m. every day that he gives me on the updates. Another system win that I just dreaded was calling the clients every day to give them an update on their pool process. I don't like being called every day, but so I really didn't like this idea at first, but I have to say at the end of it, it's really helped. It's really helped me feel better about the process, and it definitely helps them see the vision of the project, and they're always in the know. They always know what's happening. So at first I was real hesitant of it, but now I see the benefit of it. It's really it's really helped our process, and I don't have to feel stressed about, the clients are going to be angry at me. They always know what's going on, so it's really helped them a lot. We do the hiring process too every Wednesdays, the group interviews. This is another thing we were real hesitant on doing. I just thought it was going to take a lot of time out of our week. But really, it's really been really good, just kind of winging out the people that we know that we aren't going to hire. We can't even show up to a meeting. But it's really helped us. Instead of, I would have been, at first, if I didn't know about this system, I would have been frustrated and real stressed out, trying to find time for people that say they can't make it at a certain time. But, we just calmly say, hey, man, we just do interviews Wednesday at 5 p.m. and just kind of leave it at that. Another thing we use that's been really helpful is just putting everything on a calendar. We put all our, I just put everything that I'm doing for the week or the next week or so. I just put it all on a calendar so I could see everything on there. I wasn't really an organized person. I didn't ever use a planner in school. So this has really helped, kind of seeing the vision of it. I know that was longer than 30 seconds.
Hey, this is Dustin Huff. I'm with Keystone Harbor Marina. We joined Thrive back in January and have been working with these guys for about 7 months. During that time period, we have moved up our Google rank through reviews and SEO processes that we've compiled through these guys. Our leads have gone from about 4 a week to now 165 a week. So the process works. So we started back a couple of years ago and began the process and went for about 6 months and then stopped. I will tell you from experience, once you begin, you have to stay with it. As long as you continually do this week in and week out, month in and month out, you'll continually grow your reviews, and you'll also continually grow your revenues. So it's important to stay with it. So this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I would say stay with it. Google reviews are paramount, and content is king. So as long as you stick with it, your revenue will grow and your business will grow. Thanks.
And now, without any further ado, 3, 2, 1, boom!